Sometimes the effects of the trauma that we witness, which is called vicarious trauma, which is the trauma that you witness or is described to you. Sometimes those effects come on slowly over a period of time, and sometimes they come on quickly. Sometimes something will happen that will be very traumatic. For example, what we've been through in the pandemic has made a lot of people have these experiences much quicker. But sometimes it's that drip, drip, drip effect of being immersed in other people's suffering on a daily basis that very gradually you realise it's starting to affect you. The early symptoms are that you feel anxious all the time. Can't sleep, find it really difficult to socialise with people, or maybe, sort of withdraw into yourself because you can't cope with the anxiety that you're feeling. But over time, what can happen to people is that anxiety can turn into a feeling of irritation, so everything annoys you. You get home from work and you just completely lose the plot with your family. But also, as you sort of move from that fight and flight response into more of a sort of withdrawal response, people shut down, and that's when it can start to get quite dangerous for them as individuals, because they're probably going to do the opposite of what they need to do. So instead of going out and socialising and being with people who are nothing to do with work, they go home, they open a bottle of wine or a gin and tonic, they watch telly, and they just switch off and shut down. And as a coping mechanism, that's fine from time to time, but if you realise you're doing that all the time, that can become a problem. And then the final phase of compassion fatigue is that people become very robotic and very shut down, and they sort of feel like the way that they can cope with the job is by pretending they don't care. And as a healthcare professional, that obviously makes you feel very guilty, very overwhelmed by what you're trying to do, because that's not how you want to be. You want to be a kind, compassionate, empathetic person. But you've realised that this compassion fatigue is really starting to affect you. And with all of this, the danger is that you think it's normal, that you think that the job just makes you anxious all the time, that it makes you irritable with everyone, or it makes you feel very shut down. So what I'm trying to do is raise awareness of what compassion fatigue is, so that people understand what they need to do when they feel like that, and then give them some tools to do it.